Hello and welcome to our group call for the 1st of September in the US. First day of spring for us in Australia, which is pretty awesome. Although where I live on the Gold Coast, which is the best part of the country, it is perfect weather all year round, similar to Hawaii actually. Maybe not as good as that, but much better place, obviously. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. I hope you all had a really good weekend. Forza Ferrari, Forza Italia. We had the Formula One happen this weekend. As you can see, I'm sporting my encouragement. Anyway, God, I'm starting off a bit crazy this morning, so I hope it's not going to be a precursor indicator for the rest of the call. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. We've got a few things to cover. Some really awesome updates, so let's jump into that. Let me deactivate this camera. Okay, and I hope it's also clearer too. I've had my mic further from my mouth on previous calls, so hopefully this time it's like right there. Okay, so let's jump into what the fuck. Why am I saying that all the time? Okay, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I got everything right. Okay, so this is one of our signal charts we're looking at. Now you'll notice that this is the show me the money signal chart, but I've also just added on one indicator here, which is the SI indicator, which I've done some significant work on, which is why I just popped it on this chart. Now, for some reason, I realized that when you try save the template, it comes up with this message, I could not save the indicator. So there's just some back-end little code I've got to adjust there so that the settings save. It's nothing exciting or important. That's an issue. It's just got to do with the saving of the templates. Okay, so I'll fix that up in the next update. Show me the money signal chart. Actually, I do have something really cool that I can quickly play. Let's get it going. Let's see. Show me the money! Pretty cool, huh? So this is my signal chart, and as you guys know, I've got a few different sounds that we can pop in for different signals and stuff. A couple of the indicators actually have sound alerts in them. So if you go into the indicator settings, you'll be able to go into, and this is even for the free version of the DTB tools that I've given out. But you've actually got sound alerts over here for the shadow trading. So you can activate the sound alerts, and then you can choose very specific sound alerts for different things. You can record your own. You might even want to have instrument specific ones, like you can go, NQ arrow, and then you can go NQ divergence. I mean, you can just create a whole lot of different sounds for different charts and actually save them or select them in your settings. So that just means that you don't have to go and keep an eye on all the charts at the same time, because they'll actually alert you when when those come up. So those sound alerts are pretty awesome. Okay, what else have we done over here? Okay, so again, a beautiful signal chart. We've had some really awesome signals with breakout markers being left behind, Fibonacci levels, the taken and run. Fantastic. This is just a 259 setting. So I normally just activate the 259 when I start to see what that looks like. And very often you're going to see that those brick walls are painting or plotting very well. Okay. So that's as far as the signal chart goes. Let's have a look at our results. So like I said, I'll just find out what's causing these templates not to save for the indicator. It's not a problem. It's just a small thing. You just might need to load the indicator manually when you are doing the chart. Okay, so if you go to your workspaces, you'll see that the game plan has been updated for last week. So this is the game plan. So for those who need to switch over to a new assembly, because we normally change assemblies every week. I'm trying to do it a bit less than, I'm trying not to do it intra-week. But generally, I'm doing some little updates over the weekend or during the week, and I apply those so that, there's a new assembly available for the week ahead. So the best thing to do, say for example, you've just started up your trading platform and you want to update to a new assembly. The first thing you will actually do is just go to your workspaces and close all of your workspaces. And you can save whatever you need to save. And then as soon as you've done that, go to Tools, remove NinjaScript Assembly, and remove your assembly. So the 31st of August is the latest one. If you've got any other dated one in there, just remove that one. And then once you've done that, close NinjaTrader. Okay, so you've removed the assembly. You first closed your workspaces, then you've removed the assembly. Now you've closed NinjaTrader. And then you're going to find your script file on your computer. It should be on your desktop or in your documents, and you're going to click on that and go run as administrator. And then you're going to select your specific user profile on your PC. And then you'll run number 4. So number 4 is going to download the latest assembly. It's going to update all the templates, all the workspaces. But remember, you got to have this closed, right? So pretend I've closed NinjaTrader. So you're running this, and as soon as this completes, what's going to happen is it's going to launch NinjaTrader automatically. So it's going to launch NinjaTrader with a high priority, which just basically means that it's giving NinjaTrader higher system resources, for a program to run. So it's a good way to start NinjaTrader. So once you've run that, NinjaTrader will open again, and it'll look like this, because remember, you had no workspaces open before you did your script. So once you've done that, then you'll go to Tools, Import, NinjaScript Add-on, and this assembly is going to automatically be put in your Documents NinjaTrader 8 DTB Assemblies file. So as soon as you run the script, this is where it's going to be. And if you see any previous dated ones there, just delete them and select the latest one and open. So that is the process of updating to the latest assembly and the way to do it properly. Okay, so that's a good way to do. So now that you guys have done that, you can go to your workspaces and you can go to Game Plan Trading Week Ahead. So for the last couple of weeks, we haven't ran the game plan, just because I've been working on a few different things. But before we jump into the game plan itself, let's review some of our results from the last week. So you guys have still had, oh man, I hate it when that happens. You guys have still had, you've been working on different strategies. So we'll just look at this one. Okay, so thank you guys for sharing, because you guys have been running your own templates. A lot of you guys are very switched on with your own templates. So thank you for sharing the results in there. Some good accounts there and copy. I see there's a lot of copying to different accounts, which is pretty cool. Medina Wick Trader. So, well done on running the Medina Wick Trader. I know this is it's quite a powerful strategy. It does help to actually maintain it while it's running. So not just really a set and forget strategy at this stage. And a bit of chat there, which is awesome. So this is what the Medina looks like, which is great, with a few of the settings used. Again, some results shared. So thanks for that. Again over there, templates. That's actual results. So that's good. This is pretty cool too. So thanks for jumping in and sharing that. Yeah, so and some manual trading there too. So really cool. The manual trading templates are really powerful also. Combining the breakout box, which highlights like a breakout area. So thanks for that. I see you got some toolbar buttons over here. I've actually got a strategy that's got buttons in the toolbar. So I'm thinking of creating one strategy with buttons in here and a whole lot of options to do, and just see if it works better than having it on the toolbar. So I've got the technology for that. It's all there. Nice with the Medina Wick Trader. Really cool profits there. Nice, very good. So what did that do? 48 with 755 drawdown over 52 trades. Nice. And they were all long trades, so it must have been a trending baseline going up. Okay, good. So good results. So thank you again, man. You guys are ready. It's really nice to see you guys jumping in and posting results, because that is, you know, it's awesome. It shows you that you guys are using the system effectively and kicking ass. So well done. Okay. So let's go to the workspace. So I've just loaded up the workspace for the game plan. Now you'll notice on the game plan document, if I bring up the game plan document, you will notice for this week, what I've done is I've put in a couple of different strategies here. So you'll see that let me just change this game plan document to this one. I've changed my settings on my PC to be high performance instead of showing good graphics. So it's messed up my graphics a bit on my main PC. I mean, look at the difference between this text and this text. I mean, it's very, very raw. Anyway, this is my VPS. I don't mind having that on what it is. It's fine. Okay, so we're running the Russell 2000 this week. We're running the DTB Analytical Strategy 1. So we're running 2 different strategies this week. So I've got three different versions of the Analytical Strategy 1 with their own settings. And I've got one of the baseline week trader continuous. So that is the templates running in the game plan this week. And this is what it looks like. So we're going to load up the first one and see what that looks like. So again, you go to the chart, you go to strategies, you follow exactly what the game plan document said, which says the Analytical Strategy 1. Okay, and then you go template and you go load, and my template's not there. What the hell? Did I select the right one? Yeah, I did. Okay, so Analytical Strategy 1, I'm pretty sure that's the right one. That's very odd. Okay, so in the odd occasion like this, I'm just going to see something. So if I go template and I go load, it's not actually showing there. All right, so I'm going to go to my script file, which is this one over here, and I'm going to try and update the templates while it's open. So I'm going to press 2 and run that. Let's see if this works. Okay, so that ran the templates. So I'm going to go template, load. What the? Let me just go out of this. What am I doing here? Wow, I think something's gone a bit wacky with this. Oh, it hasn't finished. That's probably why. Okay, so that's just saying that the templates hopefully have been updated. So if I go back to here and I go to my strategies and I go to Analytical Strategy 1, I'm going to go template and I'm going to go load. Ah, there we go. So for some reason, I don't know what the hell happened there, but for some reason that the templates weren't there. So if you ever see that, just run the script again, even while NinjaTrader is open like we just did, and then you'll see them over there. Okay, so there's the RTY, template RTY. We can load that. And I'm just going to activate it. So this strategy is going to trade from 8:45 a.m. to 11 a.m., Monday to Friday. And at the moment, this strategy only enters singular positions. So I'm considering modifying the strategy slightly to enter different size positions based on the signal and based on whether there's open positions or not on the third and fourth signal. But at the moment, it's just entering singular positions, and it's entering obviously between those times. It's going to use blackout times. It's going to enter Monday to Friday, and it's this specific one's acting on the first signal and the third signal. It's got a daily stop, daily target, and a trading drawdown. So all of these things are activated. And it's working on bar close, but it's entering 2 entries max. So if I go and activate this over here, Okay, so I'll do that. I just want to check the data series on this one. Okay, so I haven't run the script on this one to clean out the data. So I might just need to redo that. But what you're going to see is this is the strategy that forms the brick wall, similar to that chart we saw earlier, where I put in the 259. This is just an optimized value of the RTY on the 1010. So it's going to draw these brick walls, and then you're going to have entries based on these brick walls. So that is what this specific template is going to do. And like I said, it only trades between 9 and 11. So it's going to enter position. So you'll see over there, it entered a sell. Here it entered a sell, and it didn't switch over here. And that's just because of the signals around the brick wall. Remember, we're only trading signal 1 and 3 on this one. So it actually missed number 2. And that's probably why that one went to a stop. Because that's just how it's been optimized. It's to basically skip signals, which sometimes works extremely well. Trading every single signal is not often the very best approach. So if I go back a bit more, but what I wanted to cover with this is that you can often see that these brick walls, which is basically these lines over here, that form as the price moves, they're going to be really good opportunities to even scalp the market. So even if you don't want to run the strategy on a on your trading account, you can actually run the strategy on a sim account, and then you can just see what the strategy is doing, how the brick walls are forming, and then enter trades accordingly. So And what also happens is these brick walls will continue plotting for the rest of the day. So say for example, this one here was 9 till 11. Those are the trading hours that it actually is calculating, but it's still going to show these brick walls till the rest of the day. So as these brick walls change throughout the day, they're going to be plotting their values. And you'll see there, you'll see the bar coloring, green to gold or green to red. And you're going to see this constantly happening. And even in the next trading day, because that's been optimized, specifically for the 9 till 11, but it's still showing those settings basically for the rest of the trading day. So you're going to notice how often these signals are going to provide really good scalping opportunities, even while the strategy is not actually in operation, just by using these brick walls or these settings. So it's a very good idea to look at that. And I mean, look at even today. Okay, obviously today only started over here, but you can see after the 11 a.m. on Friday, the market came all the way down, and it basically almost predicted a perfect reversal over here, presented a new brick wall where it had an initial green, then red, then broke above, came back to almost retest. And then we had this period going up. So this is fantastic to be able to enter some scalping trades off too. And if you're doing any re-optimizations, you can actually just adjust the sliders in real time too, based on what you're seeing. So load up these. You'll notice that the MNQ, if I go to the MNQ one, the template for that one is the baseline wick trader continuous. Guys, any questions? Just pop them in the call, in the chat for the call, which is the group calls chat on Discord. Okay, and I'll cover some of the updates in a moment, but I'm just going to load these up for a sec. So baseline wick trader continuous. We're going to go template. We're going to go load, and we're going to see over here. Okay, so that's the one that's part of the game plan, and you'll see it's going to trade 9 p.m. to 4 p.m. So that's going to start in the next 40 minutes. So make sure that if you're going to run this template, basically load it up on your chart before 9 p.m. because this strategy is going to automatically start trading at 9 p.m. So it's going to trade. I'll just activate it on the sim for now. You'll see it's going to trade, the whole trading day. It's going to break up the different sessions, and it's going to plot accordingly. So if I go like this and I increase the size of this is what it's going to look like on the chart. Now this one doesn't This one just shows the vertical lines, and I've actually activated the strategy without showing the brick walls and stuff, just to keep it, as clean and neat as possible. So you're also going to notice on the screen here that you've got all these settings over here. So because the strategy has all different time slots in it, and there's different entry settings, like you've obviously got your trading hours, which is 9 to 4. Entry settings, you've got your first entry with a 40 target, 120 stop. Second entry with a 60 target, a 120 stop. Then you've also got your slot times. So the slot times is your 9 to 11:50. And your profit target for that slot is 200. Your stop loss is 200. So you've got all these different settings in here. It's just a visual. See, as soon as you've activated your strategy, you can review these settings and just make sure that they are actually in line. And it's also going to tell you your money management. So it's going to tell you your daily profit target for the strategy, your daily stop loss for the strategy, and your trading drawdown. So you don't have to have this text on your chart, the whole trading session. I primarily just put it over there because there are so many settings within the strategy, and there's a few things to take care of. But as soon as you're content with what you're seeing over there, just click on the buttons that says settings text, and that'll just take it away. And then you're going to have a nice clean chart, and it's just going to trade as it's supposed to trade. So like I said, you do not need to see this. I mean, you really don't need to see that. If you wanted to see that for some reason, I can perhaps add an extra line here for account. I mean, that's maybe an idea to show you which account it's trading on, possibly. But generally, you don't need to see that, and you can just let the strategy run. Oh, yeah. So while I'm here, this will start going into the strategy settings. So I've also got a different template over here. So if I go to the strategies, and you'll see there was option 2 over there. So I'm going to switch to option 2. Okay, so template, load, option 2. So this is just a second optimization done, and it's only using the first and the fourth signal. Okay, so a very interesting combination. And you're going to notice that the setting A and B numbers are quite different to what you would normally expect. So you'll see like setting A 5, setting B 8. 7, 14, 2, 6. Setting 4 is 20 for setting A and 4 for setting B. 6, 4, 11, 6. So quite different values over there. And if I activate this, and I'm actually going to activate this with the indicator attached. And apply that. Oh, crap. No, I don't want to do that. Come on, man. I'm going to apply that. And then this will go into the updates of what we did with this. Okay, perfect. That's actually a nicer value. Again, we don't need to see the settings text on here. Okay, so this strategy you're looking at, which is the baseline wick trader continuous, it looks if you look at the brick walls, you'll see it looks very similar. Well, it's basically using the exact same indicator as the analytical strategy one. So if you look at the chat that I put over there, if you look at the chat for the baseline wick trader continuous, or where did I put it? Okay, I put it over here. So I'll read this out to you guys again, so that I can explain it to you. It says, take a look at the indicator these analytical and baseline wick strategies run on. Load up the bar coloring and brick walls, which we've just done. And these have been fine-tuned to be more accurate, meaning signals will be more concise. Concise? Okay. And therefore, plot differently to how they did on a previous update, as these are now being calculated on each tick instead of on bar close. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna mention is the SI indicator, which is the one drawing these brick walls. These calculations have been updated to perform on each tick. So there's all the calculations normally only happen once per bar, but what's happening now is we're doing multiple calculations within the bar and then aggregating those signals and then submitting one aggregated result at bar close. So that's why we're going to have a lot more concise and precise settings, because we'll be actually getting a more detailed analysis of what's happening on each of the bars. And fortunately, it has not impacted performance with the optimizations. Okay, so any previous template you had would need to be re-optimized if you load them up and they're completely different. Okay, so also the baseline wick trader strategy, I put you, it's an anti-brick wall strategy. So what happens is when the baseline wick trader enters a signal, it's basically trying to predict false baseline breaks or false brick wall breaks. So it enters positions based on those. So when a brick wall paints, the analytical strategies are taking positions from the brick walls away from them, whereas the baseline wick trader is basically putting limit orders away from the signal and trading back towards the signal. So that is the main difference between these two strategies. So there's your analytical strategy one, there's the brick wall, and it's sold. If I bring up a few more entries, you'll see, there's your signal, it sells. So with this, because the price is entering on the candle, with a bit of slippage, you can have any sort of range of target ticks, even if it's on the same bar on this strategy. That's because the price is starting at the beginning of the candle, and wherever that candle goes, it'll be able to determine the target. So this strategy, you can have entries and exits on the same candle because it is buying immediately at the beginning of the candle instead of the baseline wick trader where you're entering a limit order over there and then trying to put a target. You don't want to have a target on the same bar because obviously the price has gone up, it's already formed the bar, it could have hit your target, and then it's going to show a profitable trade even though the price hadn't actually returned to that point. So remember that with this, but with the analytical strategy, because it's entering at the beginning of the bar and then trading up to a signal, you are able to have an entry like that. And even if you wanted a small target like that, that will be accurately showed on your backtesting and your playback because the price has definitely been there because that's where the bar started. Okay, so the analytical strategy trades that way. It's going to trade signals away from the brick wall. Now, in comparison, the baseline wick trader continuous is doing the opposite thing. Okay, so what this is doing is it's looking for, it's like this was actually this was a long signal, but we're predicting a false long signal with the baseline wick trader. So we put a limit order there and a target over there. So you can see how this is trading against the signal, and it's trying to find the best working situations where the price goes against the signal. It's not always going to get it right. Like, you'll see over there also there's some stops, but like same thing there. You see, there's the signal. It took a short trade back towards back towards the signal. It's the same thing over there. So this is putting limit orders against the brick wall. So it's trying to find, you're optimizing the strategy to find how frequently the brick wall indicators or what optimized settings for the brick walls will produce false signals or will produce reverse signals. So that is how these two strategies are different, even though they're using the same indicator. So, you can see there that, this is a sell down, whereas this one here is, it's a sell to the target and a buy to the target. Okay, I'll show you one more. So you can see, like sell buy. Whereas, this is doing the opposite thing. So even though it's using the exact same indicator, that is how it's basically functioning. And it's now calculating on each tick. So extremely precise. And obviously it's going to only start coloring bars from the time it's going to start trading. So that is the difference between the last update and this update. Is we just become a lot more concise with the signals being generated from these brick walls. Okay, I've done a similar thing with the strategy on the NQ. So if I go to the NQ, again, this is all in the game plan. So if you guys follow the game plan, you'll be able to see these over here. Why is this doing this? This is supposed to be here, man. Next one. Okay, so that's the RTY NQ. So there's our NQ also. Okay, so I'm gonna pop on the NQ strategy. So NQ chart, analytical strategy 1, and I go template and load, and there's our NQ1. So all these templates, like they'll be in your folder, and if they're not, just run the script again. Again, just choose your account you want to trade off. Now, this strategy does have a lot of the auto-optimized features built into it. Now, I haven't saved it as part of the template. So for those who do not know, this strategy here, if you click on this button here, which is the use the auto-optimize feature, you're able to specifically select a template for the strategy to run on. Now, these are saved templates that are based on that are saved on the website. And what happens is the strategy automatically communicates with these templates every so often, and it could be every 2 minutes in this regard. So every 2 minutes, the strategy is going to check if the settings are still matching. So the benefit of having something like this is that I am able to update settings. So I'm able to update start times. I'm able to update target ticks, stop ticks, A and B settings, daily profit target, stop loss. All of that can be updated remotely, and then your strategy can communicate directly with it. But like I said, I haven't, there's been a few extra updates over the last few weeks to the strategy, including these blackout periods. So these blackout periods are not within that auto-optimize feature yet. I've got to add the code in to include it, just so that it is there. So that specific feature is not going to pull up the settings. So for the moment, you just need to go template, load, and then load up your NQ. But as you can imagine, having this technology that we have, when we have all the settings built into that template document, then your settings automatically will update as the back end is updated. So that is a damn impressive thing. Once they're going, and then what happens is the settings on the chart automatically update. So some of you guys, older guys, might remember, we're having that. Okay, so again, this is the one with the brick walls. So again, it's going to be plotting those brick walls, and it's going to be taking those trades away from those brick walls. So there's like the entry. So there's the first entry. There's the second entry. There's entry. There's entry. Again, they're only taking one individual target and stop. So they're all just working on individual targets and stops. So again, another amazing thing about this is you've got the ability to have this template running, and then using these brick walls for later on in the session to actually manually trade them. So, that is what, and they're pretty damn good, as you can see. They're pretty good how they are showing these price reversal points. And even for today's session, we had red bars start the session over here. And then immediately over here at 6:52, or there around about. We had our first green bar, we had a brick wall, price came back, and it's bouncing off. So we've really got some powerful signals on this, even if you want to do some scalping. Over here, obviously on Friday, which you never had the settings for, but you're going to see this happen or plot these positions right through the trading week. Okay, so load up your game plan if you guys want to run the game plan. There are the 4 templates on there. I've even added an MGC one. Now the MGC one, I didn't work too hard on that one, but it's also got a hang on. It's also on the game plan. So if you go to strategies and you go to analytical strategy 1, and you go template and load, you'll see that there's an MGC one over there too. So, coming back to this auto optimize feature thing, I'll cover that in more detail on another call when I've got all the coding back in there, or all the coding in here for the extra features that the strategy has. So I'm not going to cover more on that now, but that'll be pretty awesome, when that's ready for you guys. Okay, so this is more like a little scalping one, right? It's only got a 40 target, a 140 stop. So I'm just trying to find like a little simple settings for the MGC for our trading period, which is the 9 till 11. So we'll see how this one performs this week and go from there. Okay, so not too, so just the 4 charts on there, the new settings text. And that is what that is. Now, regarding the Medina Wick Trader strategy, because I was refocusing on this SI indicator this week with these signals, I didn't actually work too much more on the Medina Wick Trader strategy. So I'm not able to give you too much updates on that. But that is something we definitely are working on. So if I just close this for a second, and I go to this chart over here. So I go to the new chart and I just open up any chart, even if it's just MNQ, that's fine. And I might just load 3 days on there. So I'm doing this update for the Medina Wick Trader strategy, and that's basically including extra signal charts into it. And what you're going to notice in the meantime is that as I'm working with different signal charts, or as I'm working with different indicators, you are going to notice that the indicators are going to have plots inside them. So, or basically identifiable plots that you'll be able to use, even if you're wanting to use the automated or the strategy builder within NinjaTrader. So before, I've never really exposed too many plots. I've used the hard-coded back-end settings, but I do appreciate you guys want to use some of these plots yourself. So if I go to any of these, which one? EMA. So even if you just load up the DTB EMA indicator, you'll see that it's got their DTB EMA long and short. So I've just put this in there. So these are the two that you can basically choose. So if you go to Strategy Builder and you add the indicator and you go EMA long has to be 1 and EMA short has to be 1 for sell. So buy is a long and short basically. It's a very simple thing. And then I've done the same so I'm doing this with all the indicators that are going to be part of the Medina Wick Trader strategy. And this will just give you guys the benefit of being able to go and combine your own indicators in a strategy too. The second one that I've done this in is the trend following. So if I go to the trend following indicator, you'll see over here too, I've got DTB trend following long, DTB trend following short. Okay, and I've also drawn the lines for it. So that's how they are going to basically plot in there. And we'll just do a very quick brief one. So if I go to new strategy builder, now I don't really use a strategy builder at all, because this is just for, this is for people who who are very, very, very new to programming and just want to play around, you're not going to really build anything powerful from this thing. I mean, it's extremely basic. But let's just go and build something, okay? So I'm just going to call this EMA and TF. Okay, so I'm going to go next. More properties. This is where you can do a few of the settings. I always put slippage in here. These are just basic settings. I mean, this is not a bad place to start if you're new to building strategies, but you're not going to see any systems and software developers, engineers working with this. They're going to be working on the back end of the code. Okay, so I'm going to go do like this, and now over here is the conditions and actions. So this is where you add the indicator, right? So you can go add. And come on, you. Okay, add indicator. See, it's very. I mean, it's very basic, right? Come on, you dumbass. Jesus. Okay, indicator, and I'm gonna go to the DTB EMA, which is over there. So at the DTB EMA, and you can go down over here, which is the long. So DTB EMA long equals miscellaneous entry numerical value, because I've got ones and zeros in here. It's all just ones and zeros. See, this thing's it's a pain in the ass, this thing sometimes. Okay, so I'm selecting that as 1. So when that equals 1, then you can go over here, add order management, enter long position. Okay, very basic. And because we've got 2, right? So you can go like this. You can go copy, and you can create a new thing over here, and you can paste this over here, and then you can go into it. Yeah, whenever you're ready. If I've got like high, I don't know. So this is the EMA here. Now, because we're going to do short positions, we want to choose the DTB EMA short over here, right? Not the long. So I'm going to choose the short. When the short equals 1, it must enter a, if I go add, and I go order management, enter short position. Okay, now we go back to the first one. So this one over here is if we go add, what indicator were we working on? Trend following. Okay. Okay, so back to the indicator, and we're going to go DTB trend following. So when the trend following, and this has got a few more things in it, but basically we're just going to go the trend following long equals a miscellaneous number of, so I'm basically adding ones and zeros to all the different signals, and all of those are going to be combined to give one signal within the Medina Wick Trader strategy. So, that's why you're seeing, one for, if it's one long, one short, is like ones and zeros. So it's either 1 or 0. It takes a bit long to do this part, because it's, this, I don't know. You got to get quite used to this thing. So DTB trend following long equals 1. Okay. Do the same thing over there. So what this is going to do is it's going to say when both of these are showing a long, it must enter a long. Okay, now I'm just going to copy this to the next one, just because it's easier to copy than to go and load up a new one, because you can just immediately double click on it. Today, please. Okay, so when this one, so then you scroll down to the bottom over here and you go the short. When the short equals 1, okay. So now you basically got long and short positions. We haven't got stops and targets, we just got long and short. So then you can go to compile this. So when you click on compile, it's going to tell you that there. Okay, and you can even view the code. So if you're wanting to use the indicator, if you want to use the indicator within an automated strategy, when you do it like this, it's basically giving you the settings for the indicator. You can copy and paste those, and it's giving you the actual conditions. So this is what, sometimes I do use a strategy builder just to give me right up front all the, the settings for the indicator and specific conditions, but it's, very primitive. The very beginning stages, I would do that to save me some time on, just typing the stuff manually. But anyway, so that's what it's going to look like. Now, if you go to your strategy for your trading chart example, and you go strategies, and you go to that one we just created, which is this one over here. Before I do that, I just want to remove these indicators. Actually, I don't have to remove them. So I'm going to go enable. Remember, I've got 3 slippage in there. So this is gonna mimic real life situations, just like we put it over here. Did I do this right? I don't think I've done this right. And because it's working on both of those, they both have to actually be giving the same signal at the same time. So this is not showing good results. But anyway, so when they're both showing the exact same signal at the same time, they are going to plot those values. So if I switch this over to a different size chart, actually, let's go with a minute chart just for interest sakes. And I'll pull this off, this indicator, because they are slightly different settings that are inside the, these settings over here are not the same ones being used in the indicator. So I'm just going to remove those, apply and OK. Activate that. Okay, let me just change the bar size on this one again, because it's not really made for that. So if I go to data series and I go the DTB bars, and let's just go like maybe a 30 and a 30, and we'll just choose 10 days like this. Give that a moment to load. Yeah, so I'm by no means complete with what I was doing. Like I said, I've just been, I don't know why this is doing this at the moment for some reason. Maybe I've done something slightly wrong in my back end process, which is very odd. But anyway, so that is basically, how you work with the, with the strategy builder. It's just to get the indicator code from there. But as I'm building the Medina Wick Trader strategy, I'm going to be putting in, those different filters that can be selected if you want to go and experiment with your own. Now, I don't know. I do not know why that just jumped out. I mean, there was no reason for that, because it actually showed earlier on this. It might be to do with the saving of the strategy templates or the indicator templates. But I'll evaluate that. So yeah, like I said, I'm still working on the Medina Wick Trader strategy, including the back-end code. Yeah, see, there it's plotting now for some reason. It's just so weird. Okay, and if I do that, okay, not really showing good results, but yeah, we've combined 2 of those, and they're just basically working on those various settings. So we're not just combining 2, we're combining a few multiple ones, but that's what it looks like anyway. Okay, I'll close that. And like I said, we've got no stops and targets or anything like that. So you can definitely set this up and possibly even put this on reverse. Okay. Okay, let me just check if there's anything else I wanted to cover. All right, one more thing. So if I go back to our game plan for the week ahead, and I go back to the SI strategy. Okay, so we've got strategies. Actually, the coolest one that I put on was the MNQ. So the MNQ one, and this is a little bit of a lesson on how the brick walls actually work. So if we go to the strategies, and we put this indicator back on. Now remember, this is working off the first signal and the fourth signal. So that's basically the repaint of the brick wall. So that's how many times the price has come back to the same brick wall. And that there, so if I go back over here, just go to the entries. So like there's the first signal, was when cyan, and then the price came back a second, it came back, retested third. So that is your first. Okay, so your baseline wick trader first, baseline wick trader first. Okay, so that's just the first signals on that, and this is the continuous anyway. So first and fourth. So the fourth one didn't actually hit you. Only the first signal came into place. I'm trying to find one where there's a first and a fourth. So the point I'm trying to get to is that often you're going to notice there's going to be much longer brick walls on this because it's trying to find the first and the fourth signal that is accurate. Okay, it's not really showing me exactly what I want to do, but you can definitely see how these brick walls are prolonged for extra periods of time. And yeah, so they really are going to provide nice scalping opportunities too for you guys to enter. So like there was the fourth, the first and the fourth, you see. So baseline wick trader fourth, baseline wick trader fourth. So that's the fourth signal. So that's where that entered on the fourth signal. So it's showing you a long extended baseline or not baseline, brick wall. And then there's the first one, you see. So there was the first one there, came back another first one over here. The price didn't quite hit its reversal point, but then the fourth signal entered. So this is why you're going to get quite different values to what you normally used to in this, which was like the A and B settings. And that's because this is trying to put much larger baselines in play. That's why you're going to get the 5-8, the 7-14, 2-6, 24, because it's calculating and recalculating the most precise and concise levels for those brick walls. And then as price moves, you're going to be able to trade that manually also after the session. So I think that's pretty awesome. I think you guys are going to enjoy that. So even if you're not specifically trading this strategy live, I mean, I'm trading it live this week on my account. But if you are able to be at your PC after the fact of the trading session and you're seeing these brick walls in play, you can definitely take manual scalping positions, based on other signals and where the price currently is. So obviously if the bars are green, you only want to go long. If they're red, you only want to go short. So you might be looking at different points of entries, combined with your different signal charts also. So you might have that, and then you also might have your, your signal chart in play too. Yeah, so in the labeling, I didn't change the version number inside the strategy. I normally do, but I just didn't do that. Yeah, so I think you guys are good there. Yeah, if your strategy is still showing the same results as before, perfect. That's good. So I think you'll be fine there. But whereas this is good. So what else am I doing? There's quite a few things I'm working on in the background, and I've got a whole notebook here with everything in it, everything I'm documenting. And yeah, so I'm working on the trade size too for the analytical strategies based on the different signals. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff here. Okay, guys, I think that's it. We'll leave the call there. I'm going to run the game plan this week. I'm going to document my results too, but definitely load up the signal chart. And if you load up the signal chart and you're not seeing the indicator, which is for some, I don't know why that is the case. Like I said, there's just some little back end thing I need to do. Just go and load it up again. So the take it and run indicator, the take it and run signal chart, there's actually a document for it. So if you go to your documents, NinjaTrader 8, DTB traders, inside here, you're going to have the documents for these signal charts. Okay, so that tells you need the trend following, and you need the EMA, and you need the breakout volume and the smoothing average. So those are the things that you will put on this chart until obviously I just sort out, what happened with this. But very, very basically, the trend following is one of them. So just copy what it says on there. Actually, he needs to update this a bit because I've got a built-in signal chart of a 2020, but still, it's still going to plot those values beautifully for you. Okay, good. Okay, guys, have an amazing week, and keep sharing the results. And welcome to all the new members too. We've had quite a few people start the last few weeks too. Seeing what we have over here. I mean, the quality of signal charts we have, the quality of indicators we have, and especially when you are adding in this advanced brick wall indicator, it just takes it to a completely different level. So keep up the optimizations. I love this indicator. This is the one it's just fantastic. And first thing I do is I normally just do a 259 or 258 on there, and that's going to plot that. Let's go with this one. So as soon as you adjust it, there's quite a few calculations being put in there. Okay, that one was very similar, which is fine. See, we add a brick wall again. You see, we actually add a brick wall right at this moment. So that's probably why the price failed briefly over there. You see how these breakout markers were left behind, taking the price up, but that was where it failed. And this brick wall, basically, this brick wall started over here. So at 6:02 a.m., that brick wall drew. It took the price all the way down. This breakout marker was left behind. So, you've got fantastic signals here. The price came back and touched that brick wall and is basically reversed immediately. So bear that in mind when you're chasing larger targets. Make sure there's no brick walls in the way of your progression. Thank you, guys. Have an amazing week, and we shall chat later. Okay. That's it from me. Thanks, guys. Cheers.